When someone tells you you really ought to be grateful, don't listen to them. Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40. That's you and I, babe, where we elevate that mindset and trade hangovers for higher consciousness. I'm Becca Jacobson, and you are back in Snippet Land. Welcome back, my dears. Midweek here in Snippet Land. I'm just so happy to be here. I love being in Snippet Land. If you're new, this is what we do here in Snippet Land. How many times can I say Snippet Land? I don't know. We're going to find out. This is where we just get together here for 40 plus women and we talk about building the best chapter of our lives. And that just happens to begin from a position of living alcohol free. We begin by choosing to live alcohol free because for us, alcohol has proven to be problematic. And that's what we do here. And we do a damn good job of it. Before we begin, gals, I'm really excited to announce the launch of my brand new website. And it's not just a website. It is loaded with goodies for you. And it's so easy to find. BeccaJacobson.com. What could be simpler? Today, go and check out BeccaJacobson.com. You're going to find on there so many goodies from me, such as the Freedom Formula, which is a 3-part audio series I send over. Also, I built a quiz for you called the Surface Dwelling Quiz, where you answer a few questions and get feedback on your level of surface dwelling. And if you've been around Snippet Land for a while, you know that surface dwelling is something we seriously avoid here, but we're not going to dig into that right now because that's not what this snippet is about. And there are other things on there too. I moved the sacred mirror over there. So if you've never done the sacred mirror, now's your chance, and more and more and more and more. So go to BeccaJacobson.com today as soon as you finish this snippet. Now let's get started. Gals, on Monday, we talked about how laughter is a really powerful way to settle that nervous system. We talk a lot here about how badly we need to learn to regulate our nervous system, to teach our nervous system that it's okay. It can settle. It can be safe without a drink. And we have badly dysregulated our nervous systems by using alcohol. And that doesn't mean we can't reset, we can't recalibrate. We absolutely can. And there are more ways than breathing. Breathing is the most common and the easiest sort of go-to, but there are other ways, and we don't talk about these enough. So laughter was what we talked about on Monday. Today I'm going to give you another one, and you've heard it before, but again, I've got a different angle on this. You may have heard about gratitude, and maybe you're rolling the eyeballs. Oh no, not another lecture on gratitude. Oh my God, I know. I got really sick of hearing about it. Yeah, got it. I'm grateful, okay? Especially when it came from my own mind. That voice in the mind that says, what the hell is wrong with you? Look at you. You should be grateful. You've got a nice career. You've got a great relationship with a man that you've been with for many years. You've got this, you've got that. Why are you so miserable? What is your problem, Becca? You really ought to be grateful. My dear, if you have a voice like that, please don't listen to it. And you know what? A lot of us do. And I hear this. I hear this coming out of women's mouths. We get into our group together or the mentorship or in whatever way in which I'm connecting with women. And I hear this a lot. I hear women say, I really should be grateful. And I suppose they're right. There you are. You've got what we call so-called first world problems that are really compared to the starving. You know that whole thing, right? You really ought to be grateful. My dear, I don't ever want you to listen to that again. And I don't want you saying that. There is no you ought to be grateful. There is no you should be grateful. If somebody tells you, especially your own mind, that you should be grateful, it's a load of crap, my dear. It's a load of crap. Why? Well, mainly because if you are trying to be grateful just because you should be, it ain't going to work. It's like, come on, your nervous system isn't stupid. Your subconscious isn't stupid. When it hears you say, I really should be grateful, it doesn't feel gratitude. It feels pressure. In fact, it feels like you're being beat up. It's like a voice saying, well, you're really not doing this very well, that you're not grateful. You should be grateful, which means you're bad. You're not showing up properly. How dare you not be grateful? You're an ungrateful bitch. That's what you are. Right? That is what your subconscious is hearing when you say, I really should be grateful. So we're just not going to say that anymore. Now, having said that, guess what? Gratitude is a very powerful way to settle the nervous system. In fact, retrain it, not just the nervous system, the subconscious. In fact, the way you show up in the world can be drastically transformed if you have a gratitude practice. But it's not forcing gratitude. It can't be. It cannot be forcing gratitude. If you don't feel grateful, don't try and feel grateful. However, we can become genuinely grateful. And that is what we're talking about today on this snippet. But before I get started, yeah, I know, right? Seriously, I haven't started yet. Who knew? 5 minutes in, still starting. Seriously, gals, today's a great day to share the show, follow the show, subscribe to the show. Make sure you're tapping buttons associated with the snippets because we want more gals to find us. And I really need you to help me with that. So take a moment right now and tap that button and subscribe and make sure you're getting notifications depending on the whatever platform you're using to have your snippets delivered every week. How you do this will differ depending on the platform you're using, but I know you're smart enough to figure it out. Let's share the snippets. Let's get these snippets out there because they are helping women. And I need your help to do that. In fact, today would be a great day to write a review. If you've never given me those 5 stars, I know you want to. Today's the day, gals. And I have a surprise for you today as well. The snippets have a new home. I know, right? You can go to, starting right now, and I want you to do this right after this snippet. You could pause the snippet and do it now, but I want you to do this. You ready? I want you to go to sobrietysnippets.com. sobrietysnippets.com. You can remember that. Gals, it's a brand new domain, a brand new site, a brand new home for the snippets. And I've been working on it, deciding what I want on there. And this site is solely for the snippets. So what you're going to find on there is easy access to all 600 plus episodes that I've done, plus a search bar. So often I'll talk about snippets I've done in the past. They're hard to find on most platforms. If you're using Spotify or Apple or YouTube, it can be tricky. At sobrietysnippets.com, there's a simple search bar and it'll search all of the snippets I've ever done. And I've been doing snippets since March of 2023. We're creeping up towards 700 of them. Imagine what number 1000 is going to be like. I'm excited for that. But now, I'm not sidetracked. Stay on point, Becca. Sobrietysnippets.com. Come and join me over there. You can connect with me there. You can leave me a message. You can even leave me a voice note over there if you want. Plus, if you're working on your nervous system and you want some foundational breathing practices, I put a little guide up there that has my 3 favorite breaths. My 3 favorite breaths for settling your nervous system. So that's a lot. And all you got to do is go to sobrietysnippets.com. Come and see me over there. Now, gratitude. Number 1, please do not try and force gratitude. Number 2, please do not tell yourself you should be grateful because you're never going to talk yourself into that. So how do we go about being grateful when we're not necessarily feeling it? And another thing I want to say about that horrible, horrible line that we hear, you should be grateful. That is an inverted insult. It's saying to you, you idiot, you've got this, this, and this, and here you are complaining because you don't feel great or because you can't stop drinking, or it's just not. In fact, it's a way of beating yourself up. And we don't do that in Snippet Land. We learn self-compassion. We learn how to love ourselves. Yeah, the L word. We start maybe by liking, but we move into love. So please, please, please do not try and force gratitude. But first, why do we want gratitude? What does gratitude do for our nervous system? How does gratitude help us settle? How does it help us show up differently? How does it help us in our alcohol journey? Well, listen, here's the thing, gals. When we're grateful, it doesn't change our circumstances, but it changes the state from which we experience our circumstances. And when we genuinely feel safer, or grateful. And, you can't feel grateful without actually appreciating what's going on around you. So true, real gratitude means that you're actually looking around and going, you know what? This is awesome. I'm really happy that this is happening for me. And it can be something big, something small. But when we feel genuine gratitude, it shifts internally, something inside of us. And that means we're going to see our world differently. Let me put it this way. The more you're able to experience gratitude, the more things you will find to be grateful for. And they'll just sort of pop up. You'll go, oh, that was cool. I didn't realize that that could be so nice. I didn't know that this was so worthwhile. When we are struggling with alcohol, it's really, really easy to just feel like crap all the time. I mean, when we fail to quit and fail to quit and fail to quit, we wake up every morning after a while and we just wake up instantly and, oh my God, not this again. And then another voice says, you should be grateful. You're like, what the hell? I don't care how many people are starving. I'm in misery right now, and I don't have to force gratitude. So the truth is that gratitude is actually a physiological shift inside the body. And when we feel true gratitude, not forced gratitude, we actually experience a change in the nervous system. The nervous system isn't going to buy into you should be grateful. It just won't believe it. That's that. Our brains are always naturally scanning for problems. That's what it's there for. It's there to protect us. And so it's constantly saying, look out for this. What about that? Don't forget this. Careful for that. And so we have to take over. So one of the things we do here in Snippet Land is we're working on higher consciousness, and higher consciousness means we take over our minds. We no longer run on autopilot. And so when we have a brain that's naturally scanning for problems, we just have to be able to recognize that. Oh, that's just my brain doing what it was trained to do, but I can take over. I can decide what I'm going to think and believe and feel. This is all a choice. It's a choice. We are not victims of our own minds. It just feels like that, right? And so when we walk into a room and we choose to be grateful, we choose to look for what's going well, we can recognize that in this moment, I'm okay. See, the mind is always going ahead and going back. It goes back to say, you did that before and here's what happened. Or, oh, wait a minute, if you do that, here's what will probably happen. Constantly looking for danger. We want to retrain the mind and the nervous system to find reasons to be safe. And this is not something that we have to struggle for. We don't have to reach for it. All we have to do is start from a simple, gentle practice of feeling true and real gratitude. I want to tell you a story. This morning, I got to go bushwhacking. That's what we called it. So my niece is visiting me right now, and my niece, my sister's only child, and for those of you who may recall, my sister died of an overdose in 2018 at the age of 55, and she had one daughter. This is my niece, and my niece has two sons, and they are 5 and 10, and they're camping on my property right now. I love it. They do this every summer. They come and visit, and they're camping. And this morning, I got up, grabbed my puppies, went down to the campsite, scooped up the two kids, and, well, I didn't scoop them up. I asked them, do you want to come bushwhacking with Auntie Becky? That's what they call me, Auntie Becky. And they went, yes. So they put on their little runners, and we went bushwhacking up into the forest behind my house. It's not a nicely groomed trail. It really is quite a little trek. There's mud and there's sticks and twigs, and it was a blast. And I felt so much gratitude. That's when I realized today's a day to talk to the gals about gratitude. There's things going on in my world that I have concerns about, but when I'm in the moment and I can just be fully present in the moment with loved ones like that, the gratitude, the feeling of it is so real and so genuine, deep in the heart, that the nervous system, the subconscious, all of it just settles and goes, we're safe, we're okay. And if you think my life is perfect, please rethink that thought, because I'm living life just like all of us, right? But we can be grateful. Another story I can tell you, in 2016, in January, the water to our house froze solid. We had zero water. That means everywhere. Toilet, bathroom, you get the point. Just think about that for a second. And it did not defrost until April. Yeah, I know. How do you live 4 months without water? Well, I can tell you it felt like hell, and it actually was because I was drinking a lot, and I did not handle it well, I'll be honest. I had to go to the gym at the college where I worked and have my shower every day before teaching, and I had to keep some clothes in my office and basically lived at the college because there was no water at home. It was incredibly challenging time. But the reason I'm telling you that story is, my dears, every time I turn on the faucet and water comes out, oh, I'm grateful. I'm grateful, let me tell you. Right? When someone says be grateful for the little things, it's real. If you turn on that tap and water comes out, celebrate. Better yet, if you turn on the other one and hot water comes out, celebrate that too. We recently had problems with our water heater and we had no hot water for a while. I mean, it's so easy to find reasons to be grateful, right? This morning, bushwhacking with the kids, I felt grateful just to have loved ones in my life. I don't know if you've noticed this, but when you are truly grateful for something, even for a few seconds, your whole body softens. Not because the problem disappeared, but because your attention moved. When we focus our attention on something to be grateful for, the body feels safe and it softens. The breathing softens and the body softens. Gratitude doesn't deny the hard things. It simply refuses to let them be the only things we see. What we're doing here, gals, is just shifting our focus. We can choose what we want to focus on. And we can choose to focus on things that are worth being grateful for. And here's the hardest part and the most important part: being grateful in the most difficult moments of your life. And I know we all know this. We all hear this, right? Well, be grateful for this or for that. It's hard, but if you truly can be grateful in the hardest moments of your life, that is putting faith in God, faith in your higher self, faith in the universe, whatever you believe in. That is a message that says, you know what, this is really hard right now, but I know that I'm looked after, that everything will be okay eventually. Even if I can't see right now how I'm going to get out of this difficult situation, I just know that I'm safe. Faith, faith, faith. That's a whole nother snippet, but it is tied to gratitude. Just having faith that you will be okay. And you will. You will. So the truth is, gals, I'm not going to give you a gratitude practice. You can get one. They're all over this place these days. You can find one. Write out 10 things every day in your gratitude journal. You can do that. That's not what we're going to do here. Instead, I want to encourage you to make this an internal practice where you are able to be grateful before you have something to be grateful for. So yeah, you can go ahead and be grateful for the water when you turn on the tap, or you can be grateful for the fact that you're able to walk. Some people can't even walk, right? Or that you have loved ones. But better yet, I challenge you to be grateful for something that you don't even have yet. Because I like personally to tie gratitude to faith. Faith in something greater than myself. In my world, that's called God. My higher self, God, whatever you want to call it, it's all good. We are connected. We are connected to something greater than ourselves. And we can be grateful for being looked after, even if we can't see evidence of it in the moment. So that's my challenge to you, is just to be grateful in general, knowing that good things are coming your way. And they are, because you are making the effort. You're hearing my voice, which means you're trying, right? The only way things can get worse is if you're not trying. And you're here, you grab this snippet, right? So this is, after all, sobriety snippet. So let's tie this gratitude practice to alcohol. It's very simple. I want you today to be grateful for your alcohol-free life, even if you don't have it. And if this feels like a lie, just keep practicing it. Thank you. Thank you for helping me be alcohol-free. Thank you for helping me see that I can live my life without alcohol. Thank you for showing me that I can do this. That type of gratitude is what I call expectant gratitude. We're expecting something beautiful to happen. And when we are expectant and truly feel in our hearts this real sense of expectancy, like before Christmas when you're a kid, something good's coming, man. I just know it. Christmas is in 2 days and I know something good is coming. That type of expectancy around your alcohol journey will produce the journey you're looking for. So if you're struggling to get past alcohol, be grateful for it in advance, and it will land right in your lap. Gals, that was a lot. That's how we do snippets here. I turn on my microphone and give you what I feel coming from my heart. So I hope you got something out of that one. I would really love to see you over at sobrietysnippets.com, my brand new little site. Just a home just for the snippets. And that's your due for today. I want you to go to sobrietysnippets.com, but before you go, make sure you're following the show, subscribe to the show, share the show, review the show. Let's get these snippets out there to more and more women who are struggling, because we know that we can make this the best chapter of our lives. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.
The modern man is fascinating. He has a standing desk. He takes creatine. He listens to podcasts at 2 times the speed. He owns 3 water bottles, and he follows 6 productivity influencers. Then every weekend, he drinks enough alcohol to tranquilize a rhinoceros. If any of this sounds familiar, I'm Shane Raymer, host of That Sober Guy podcast. We talk performance, we talk purpose, we talk leadership, and we talk about building a better life without alcohol. Because the answer isn't another life hack. It's removing the thing that's holding you back. Search That Sober Guy wherever you get your podcasts.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.